region. Because well, we don't know we should do this, we don't know we should do this. Can we resolve it here before you leave? I hope the conference team will take note of that. Number two, I want you also to look at awarding. Every NECOF we award people as the best youth organization, the best youth that, the best youth this. Isn't it time that that awarding criteria come from the delegates and not from us who sit at the National Youth Council, set our criteria and decide who should be awarded? I want you to look at that if the conference delegate could come with criteria and the process of awarding, so that next time when we are awarding, we know there is a process, so that ambassadors of peace will not be winning every other year. Because since it has been started, we are the one winning all the time up to this year. I hope this year we will win again before the criteria because we are the winners. The third thing I want to place before this committee for your consideration is the Youth Agricultural Enterprise Initiative, or the NECOF legacy or presidential legacy. We had struggled 3 nights with my colleagues when I was making my speech. What should it be called? But it is our desire that we put up something as a fund that young people can have access to. Because the UN system is not given to us again. They think we are bad. I went there with the minister sometime. In fact, I was embarrassed that I was sitting with my minister. It could have been somebody else, with the statements and the word we received from them. And partially, they are right. Somebody make decision on our behalf, collect money on our behalf, disburse on our behalf, cannot recover on our behalf, and we are now paying the price. How do we resolve those issues of going to people to give us money to start a loan service? If every young person in this country that is employed paid $100, for 1,000 young people, we have $100,000. And I'm convinced the likes of Sabali can put in a 5,000 as a starting. I am convinced the governor of NBR would be able to place a 10,000 as a starting. Marcel Mendy can put up 5,000 as a starting. And I can put up a list of people who can start in this very hall, that we put some fund together, which will be up to about $1 million, I know when we do take that we can manage, help each other, and provide those funds we are talking about. How? I want to think about it, the house and how it will be managed. Like I said, from the NOC level, from the funds of NECOF, the funds we have raised at the gala dinner, we are going to put aside, or we have already put aside $100,000 for this initiative. So whatever we collect, we add to that. How the funds will be managed, I want it to come from you. Tell us, then the team will continue. My conclusion is to look at few challenges around us. I've just talked about the UNDP problem, and that goes around with loan repayment. We sat at various NECOFs and said we want loan for young people. These loans are secured and given to young people, but we can't recover them. Now, you can't get loans that you cannot pay, and you want to get another loan. Marcel is trying to make sense of the word. I think the other issue that I want us to look at is the perception of young people in this country. When you talk youths, people think we are useless. My colleagues cannot believe I am still in youth work. But youth work is not just about passion. It's not just about you have time. It's a profession. It's a career that people pick in other parts of the world. I think that's one challenge that we all need to look at. I was a youth activist. I was a youth this. I think it's wrong that we start pushing from I was and still move on the youth activists that we are. When we grow out of youth activism, we still remain as leaders in our society. How do we continue that? That's one challenge that we all face as young people. And that's why I personally acknowledge our colleague Sabali, who had been a youth assistant and a youth coordinator before, but had not stayed off the youth field. He's not. When we need him, we call him. In fact, just NECOF, I called him and said, "Sir, I want this job done. It's for the NECOF." And all he asked me is, "How soon?" And I said, "In 3 hours." He said, "No, let's make it tomorrow." And before tomorrow, it was delivered. So this is what we want. I know there are a lot of examples I could give. I just pick him. Because I've also seen our uncle here, Kebayo Romani, who had been part of the then Youth Bureau and all the systems to where we are today. The other challenge that we face is the changing level of time. This is how it was, cannot still be. That's one challenge all of us face, especially in organizing this NECOF. We want to change, but people don't want to change because mbika kenu wanyama. Mbika kenu wanyama, nka kenu nyame wole ntundi noto, so nella totala nyato mba fali nale. You cannot be doing the same thing. You cannot be doing the same thing over and over again and you don't move. I'll take you from John Maxwell in one of his books. When he talked about that, he said, experience is the best teacher. He said he would add that evaluated experience is the best teacher. You can have 5 years working into something and have one experience 5 times. But you can have 5 years working into something and have 25 experience in that 5 years. So let's evaluate ourselves. Are we having one experience for 10 years or are we having a new experience every year? If we are having one experience every year, then we are not thinking or we don't want to take action. Let's think and take action. The rest, God will decide. Allah has told us through the Holy Prophet that for our success, we need to have faith and take action. That's all. Have faith, take action. If it fails, it's not you who failed. It was the wrong action you took. It's a new experience. Take a new step, evaluate that. Like Robert Frost put in one of his poems, 2 roads diverge in the golden wood, and I take the one less traveled by, and that makes the difference. Brothers and sisters, I want to conclude by encouraging you to take that route less traveled by, and we will see the difference in this country. And that route is the productive sector of this economy. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Kale. Babakare. I guess we've all heard what he said, and it's very thought-provoking. A lot of things he has said, both in terms of how we structure this meeting, but also in terms of the outcomes that is expected from us by the National Organizing Committee. We will take note of it, and I hope all of us collectively will be able to provide what they need to act on NOC. Thank you. Now it's a pleasure to invite the Honorable Minister of Youth and Sports, Aleu K. Jame, to deliver his statement.
Auzubillahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. The Honorable Speaker of the National Assembly, the Governor of North Bank, here representing the Governor for CRR, the honorable members of the National Assembly here present, senior government officials here present, beginning with officials coming from the Ministry of Youth and Sports and the satellite agencies, and of course our own brother from Finance, and all other senior officials here from government. The National Organizing Committee for NECOF 2012, and of course the Local Organizing Committee for NECOF 2012, the media, and you, the delegates. I want to recognize all other protocols as well here present. NECOF started yesterday. Today we are opening the conference component. As alluded to already, it is one of the most important components of any NECOF. It is here that we have gathered the cream of the youths of the country from all the regions, the nucleus of the youths and their development parameters gathered here today. And what is expected from us is first to reassess ourselves, having come 2 years since the last NECOF, on what we have achieved and what we have not achieved, and what we could have done and what we didn't do. And secondly,